Let's talk about this rifle. This rifle is my 11.5 inch SBR. It is what I have been shooting probably the most this last year. Probably my go-to rifle right now, and I'm going to consider it my do-all rifle. Yes, I know 11.5 probably won't be able to go out to a certain range. In a scenario where this is the one I have, I'm not looking to engage people very far. I'm going to try and stay quiet and let them pass by. There's a reason why I stick with an LPVO on these. The LPVO allows me to have positive identification of a person by using magnification, and I don't need batteries for this optic. Yes, there is a battery option where it can illuminate the reticle, but I don't really find that necessary. I've never really seen a scenario where I need to use it. But I also have a canted red dot right here. That's really good for close range, even though the LPVO is a 1X as well. I do have an IR aiming device on here and a light. I've got my light positioned where my switch is in a different location that I can't really put my thumb to easily, because I don't want to what I'd say negligent discharge a light if I was in a scenario where I did not want to have that light shine. I do have a folding stock on here that is just for convenience of being able to stow it away in a bag of some sorts. The suppressor is probably a must. You should remain suppressed as much as you possibly can. If I take the suppressor off, it does have a flash hider on it, not a muzzle brake. I don't shoot any muzzle brakes at all. I don't have anything muzzle brakes on any of my rifles. So this is probably not the ideal length. You should probably really be looking to have your rifle set in a little bit longer barrel, probably 12.5 to 14.5. I like the 11.5 because when I have the suppressor on there, it leaves it at a muzzle length of probably about 16 inches. It puts it about a length of a regular rifle at that point. Sling. Sling's a must for carrying things around. Got a Radian Raptor charging handle here on this. It is the version 4 suppressor. I've seen no advantage to having this on there compared to a regular charging handle. See, I've got a very heavy buffer and a very strong buffer spring in this setup, and it still runs a little gassy, but it's about as best as I can keep it right now for what it is. Now that we're back inside, we can talk a little bit about this just a little bit more. So in any scenario that you are going to be having a rifle that would be your rifle you would keep with you if things go bad, shit hits the fan, whatever you want to call it. One of the major scenarios is batteries. You need to focus on having a optic that probably does not require batteries. I have no problem with having things like supplemented batteries where this can have a battery like illumination or a secondary, but you really probably need to look at some sort of longevity to your optic unless you're going to stick with iron sights, because yeah, you can have a lot of batteries stored up, and you know, some of the good optics can last a year or more, even with a red dot or things like that. But you really want to make sure that you don't put yourself in a scenario where you're dependent upon batteries. When it comes to, like, you know, your flashlights or your night vision devices, there's not a lot you can do there. Your best bet is probably having some sort of rechargeable battery. Like all my flashlights are rechargeable batteries. I think they make rechargeable batteries, the CR123s, for your IR devices or your night vision devices as well. You're going to want some sort of solar panel that can do that, you know, a trickle charge basically to that battery. It may not work very well, but most of these things last for quite some time, and you can always pull your batteries out, which will allow you to make those batteries last a little bit longer. My night vision, if it was just set on, is 25 hours with the one CR123 battery, and in the back of my helmet there's a dozen more batteries in the counterweight section of that. One thing I see people focus on a lot whenever they say, you know, dual rifles and shit hit the fan scenarios and whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of things that you should be looking at besides just your rifle. You should be looking at your backpack, what vehicle you have, your food stores, your water. The biggest ones of all is community. If you don't have other people you can depend on, you're going to be in a really bad scenario. It's fun to think about how your rifle would work and what you would use, but you really need to be thinking about the bigger picture there. And I'm not going to go into that on this video. Well, that would take just forever to talk about that subject, but if I may break that down later on into other scenarios and other videos. But as of right now, I just want to give you my take on my dual rifle AR15 setup. It's worked out for me for quite a while now. If you've been watching the videos, you've seen me shooting it for the last year, I'd say. It's good to see what other people's opinions are, and everybody's got their varying things they do and setups they have. And I'd say just get out and practice and run what's best for you. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to have their own scenario. The main thing is getting out and shooting and getting out and training with it a lot and knowing how your gear works. Not just your rifle, but the gear you're wearing works as well, and how they complement each other. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you around.